So I just spent $100,000 on Facebook ads. Here's what happened. What's up, everybody? Dan Henry here, founder of GetClients.com, and this video is going to be pretty interesting. So I saw a video on YouTube recently where somebody had spent like $100 on a Facebook ad, and they said, I spent $100 on a Facebook ad, here's what happened. And the video got like millions of views and it kind of went viral. So I thought, well, we spend a lot more than that. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I thought I would do a video to showcase what happens when you spend that much money on Facebook ads. So what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to show you what I spent, what we made, and break down some of the lessons that we learned. I am here with my media buyer, Hernan, and say what's up.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And so Hernan here actually executes all the Facebook ads. He's in the dashboard every day. He's running the ads. He's turning ones on and off and adjusting them. And then I'm kind of meeting with him once a week, overseeing, providing new videos and new copy, and then Hernan's creating his own copy, and then it's all just this mix. But I'm not actually in my own ads dashboard anymore. That's what Hernan's for. So he's here with me, and we're going to talk about some of the things we learned from spending 6 figures a month on Facebook ads and what comes from that. So before we get started, let me show you real quick our Facebook ads dashboard, or our billing center. So right here you can see for the month of September, we spent actually over $100,000. We spent $118,000, as you can see right here. And in our Stripe account, if you look down here, I have September, the entire month of September selected, $292,800 in gross volume. We have another roughly $100,000 on PayPal. So the return is good, but it's not the same return that you might be used to if you spend, say, $1,000 a month or something on ads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just so you guys understand, I'm selling online courses, digital products, not e-commerce, not physical products. So the margin's actually a lot higher than something like Eecom. But it's still, when I was spending, by myself, I was spending like maybe $200 a day. The return was huge, right? But when I got up to $1,000 a day, it diminishes a little bit, and then now we're at $6,000 a day. Yeah, $6,000 a day. Yeah. The return, really what we're looking for is to double our money, essentially.
Yep.
And that's the thing. I'd rather I'd rather make 6 figures in profit than at 2 to 1,
right?
Than, making 10 to 1, but I've only made like 10 grand. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's right. The thing you have to understand is that's the number one thing. When you scale, you're going to lose ROI because there's just, the more you spend on Facebook, the higher the prices go. Plus, you spend a lot of time testing things, and that eats up the budget, because in order to spend that much money on Facebook ads, you got to be able to test a ton of creatives and a ton of different ads to figure out what's working, and that will eat up the budget. How much time do you think you spend testing ads versus actually just scaling ads?
Well, I mean, scaling ads at some point, once you have the funnel in place and once you have everything in place, scaling up is not the hard part, because it's a matter of scaling budget, tweaking, adjusting, turning on, turning off. But at that spend, the main point and the main chokehold, if you would, is the ads, like the creatives, right? The copy, the images, everything that has to do with keeping everything fresh. Facebook wants to keep everything fresh pretty much all the time, so you will see that a lot, and that happens a lot when it comes to the Facebook ads at that scale, right? Because you need to be constantly launching new ads.
Right. And so one thing that we do is I have cameras set up here with lighting and everything, and we'll show an image of the cameras. But basically, at any time I have an idea, I can hit one button on my computer, record it, okay, and right there record the ad idea, and then we have our computers networked here, so that video goes over to Christian, who is my video guy, he immediately edits it, makes it square, because square videos do a lot better on Facebook than anything than wide. Makes it square, or would make it, if we need captions or if we need little funny things in the video or whatever. Like we just did a Jigsaw ad,
right.
And so there was like music and we had Alice tied up in the back pretending to be a captive, and because it's October, so we're doing Halloween ads.
Right.
So we send that immediately over all of our computers and networks. So boom, he gets it right away, edits it, and then he sends it to Hernan. Then you put it up on Facebook, and the way we do that is we have a test account and we have a production. How many test accounts do we have?
Oh, well, right now I think we are at 40 accounts or something.
40 accounts?
I mean, yeah.
But we're not using all of them.
No, we're not using that. We're like actually active test accounts, we have like 2 or 3 test ad accounts, and then we have a couple for production where the volumes happen, because it's 2 different logics when you're testing and then when you're scaling. So
Right. Because here's the thing. If you run an ad that Facebook doesn't like and they shut down your ad account, you can't run any more ads on that account. And so the thing about it is if you have an extra account, you run an ad, you get it shut down, well, you just move on to another account, you test it, you let the ad run for a while, make sure that it's not going to get your ad account shut down. And then when it's like, okay, Facebook's okay with this ad and it's performing well, then you move that ad to the production account, which is the safe account where you're spending like the $4, $5, $6 grand a day.
Yeah.
How much do you think we're spending on a test account daily?
Maybe a couple $100, like maybe $500 or $300. Yeah.
So this ad spend is probably that was for our production account, which is 118. So there's probably another, I don't know,
10, 15 grand.
10, 15 grand in testing.
Yeah. But the thing is that here's the thing: you need to understand the mentality of people when they're logging into Facebook, right? They're there to hang out. They're there to watch cat pictures, funny videos, like hang out with family and whatnot. And that is something that you need to use on your ads. We tend to use like this educational content. We tend to use imagery that works really well in terms of, emotional imagery. We have a lot of pictures of Dan here, like hanging out or with his family and whatnot. Because if you think about it, that's native content. That's content that works really, really well for the platform. A lot of people struggling have the issue that they're using like stock imagery and whatnot, and that's too polished for this specific platform. So you need to have that in mind. You need to see the mindset that people are coming through when they're logging into the Facebook accounts for your advertising to be cool and to make sense.
Plus, as well, I'll show them this ad in a second. The potty training ad. So here's another cool thing is that when you're spending this much money on ads, there's a lot of organic byproducts, right? Which means you grow your brand, you grow so in addition to the money we made from ads, I think in September there was $70,000 in sales that was unaccounted for. Just people naturally finding our my online course and buying because of just the organic byproduct of spending that much money on ads and people just knowing who you are. So I'll give you an example. We did this one ad. Believe it or not, we were able to potty train to a degree my 5-month-old. And it's arguable if you would call that potty training. Yeah. Some people call it some other, whatever it is. But I knew that if we ran an ad where we talked about potty training, parents would go crazy, right? They'd start bickering in the comments and giving their opinion, and they would get shared and it would go nuts, right? So there would be a lot of organic byproduct to that. So like whatever we're paying per lead, when that thing gets shared and people comment and more people find it, that cost essentially goes down.
Yep.
So let me just show you this here real quick. So this is the ad, right? This is a picture of my son on a little potty my wife bought. And we put this little censored image over with actually you put that on there. You put did you put the panda? Yeah, you put the panda on there. So basically what it is whenever he has to go, he like cues us. My wife trained him to like cue us, and then she takes him over and he waits. And when he gets over to the potty, he poops or pees. Okay. So we wrote this copy, and basically the copy is talking about like, hey, don't believe that you can't do great things or you can't accomplish something just because people tell you you can't. People would tell you you can't potty train a baby, at 5 months old. But look, I did it. And then I tied that into the course we sell, which is for starting an online advertising agency. And I said, like, people tell you can't start your own business. They tell you it's a pipe dream, but you can't do it. So I tied it in. And what ended up happening was, look at this, 439 shares, 238 comments. Look at the reach. And I mean, it just, look at everybody just like, look at this. This is stupid. A child potty trained until they are, there was people saying like, oh, that's bad for the child because they need to be kids for a while or something like just. And then there was other people who were like, oh my God, how do you do this? Yeah. Look, we're starting now. Well, there you go. People say, oh, that's not impossible. People recommending that they should do this. This one, love how you went from potty training to a sales pitch. Typical. That's called marketing.
Right.
I mean, come on. So it's just really cool to see. Look at this one. Okay, this is great. I'll just end this argument. It's fake. The baby is in a diaper in this picture and has to be at least 5 months old. So as if, like, so we still put the diaper on the kid, but we don't have to change it that often. That's why we haven't bought diapers in a while. So we went to J.C. Penney just a few days ago to take family pictures, and of course he had a diaper on because in the event that he does have to go, I don't want him crapping all over J.C. Penney floor, So of course he's got a diaper on, but he's like, oh, look at the evidence, like, and this is great because people are just, they're taking it so seriously, and it's just like, oh, we just had this idea to do this ad, and it's just going viral. Yeah. So that's the thing is, when you spend that much money, there's so many things that happen past just, oh, did I get somebody to register for my webinar? Did I get somebody to register for our online course? So I think that's super important.
Yeah. And also, if I can add real quick, is the fact that number one, the image doesn't have anything to do with an online training. Right. So that's interesting to see that. And we have a lot of images that have nothing to do with the online training, but they're called a pattern interrupt, right? So you scroll them, you're scrolling on mobile, and you see the picture, and you go, okay, so what's going on here, right? So that makes you read, and then the copy on the ad makes you register for the webinar. So that's something interesting to see too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, so I like to look at it this way. The image, when it's an image ad, the image gets you to read the first sentence of the copy. The first sentence of the copy gets you to read the rest of the copy. That copy gets you to click to go to a landing page. That landing page gets you to register. That turns into watching a webinar, which then turns into a course sale or software sale or whatever it is you're selling. And so that's the path. So you're like, sometimes we'll get comments on an ad we spent $1,000 and made $6,000 on, right. And somebody will be like, oh, you clearly don't know anything about advertising because this image has nothing to do with the ad copy. And it's like, sure, thanks. Yeah. Right. But that's the thing. It's the purpose is just to get you to read that first sentence. And then now with video, it's a little bit different. Because we've done inverted stuff. Like we'll do a video where I'll teach something, like I'll literally teach something, and the copy might be, if you want to learn how to do blank, watch this video. And that's it. Yeah. That's like it. And then other times we'll have this long, huge copy. So when you're spending that much money on Facebook ads, there's no way you can pick one thing, right? You have to have long copy. You have to have short copy, images, carousels, video. We have video of like, just like video of like, I know you've probably thrown some random images together
like
and made slideshow videos because you have to test, you have to run a lot of ads. You can't just spend $100,000 or more on, or even $1,000 on one ad, because, oh my God, the cost would be ridiculous. You have to spread that ad spend out across hundreds of ads, dozens and dozens of ad sets. Yep. Okay. And by the way, if you're unclear on the terminology, right? If you're unclear on what I'm saying here, don't worry. I'm going to give you some information on where you can get some further training on exactly how we do this here in a little bit. But Harno, what would you say, because you've run ads for other types of products like e-commerce and stuff like that, right? What would you say is like the biggest difference between running Eecom ads and online course ads?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. I think that to run, to run ads for a digital product, like a training, it's like a lot harder, in my opinion. Because if you think about it, you need to convince people of the value of your product, right? You need to convince people that they're gonna literally change their lives by attending a webinar or registering for something, downloading something for free. While in e-commerce, you have the added complexity of, you have the cost of the product, but usually if the product is good, like people can see it, people can touch it, people can, imagine themselves like wearing that thing or using that thing. On that case, it's a little bit easier. Like, I think that selling information online is like the top of the line, the hardest thing that you could possibly do with Facebook ads or with any kind of advertising at some point, because it's like a long-term game, right?
I always thought e-commerce was the hardest, but that could be me, because like when I'm creating ads for my course, I'm so passionate about what I do that it's easy for me to pour my heart into it. When I'm like, cause I've run ads for stuff like t-shirts, and
right.
I'm just like, it's a t-shirt. Like, what do I say here? Like, what am I really going to come up with that is so groundbreaking,
right.
that's so different than the other guy selling the same shirt or the same widget or whatever it is? And it's like, it's like forced creativity. And for me, but for me, when I'm making a point on how I feel about whatever the subject is, and I'm selling information, I'm so into the passion that I have for that subject that there's an unlimited amount of stuff I can come up with.
Right, yeah, yeah. And that's actually a good point. But here's what I think. Why I think that selling digital information profitably, it's one of the hardest things, because it's one thing to run the ads, but there's this funnel, right?
That's true. Yeah,
and the funnel needs to work. Like, the funnel needs to tick like as a well-oiled machine for it to work.
Yeah, so that's a great point. And I've talked about this a lot. We've had, so I'll give you an example. We have a program called Sold Out Courses. It's so I sell two products. I sell the numbers you see here are not for that product. They're for a program called 30 Day Agency, which teaches normal everyday people who've never done anything with marketing, just normal everyday 9-to-5ers, how to create their own hyper profitable online advertising business and run ads for local business and make money. And so that's the numbers you're looking at here are for that. For the other program, which is Sold Out Courses, which teaches you how to create a profitable online course, it's for experts, people who are already experts. That we have that on a completely separate accounts and everything. But people in that program, a lot of times they'll come into the program and they'll say, Dan, I'm ready to talk to you about ads, because we do weekly calls. I talk to them weekly, and they'll say, Dan, I need you to critique my ad. And I said, well, hold on. I said, how many sales have you made? Oh, well, I just started. Okay. Well, how do you know your webinar converts? How do you know your order page converts? What are the metrics on this stuff? And they have no idea. And so what ends up happening is, when you're in a situation where you're starting from scratch and you have all these moving parts, right? You have the landing page, you have the webinar, you have the follow-up, you have the emails, you have the order page, you have all this stuff that comes with selling something like an online course. There's so many parts that could go wrong that it may not be your ad, right? And it's just, it would be a huge struggle to find out where it's at. And that's why it's important to create a solid funnel, a solid, well-oiled machine first before you start going crazy on ads. And and the beautiful part about this is the part that what I teach in the program is that you don't need to run ads at first. You can build a small organic audience super quick with very little, no content. You don't even need content. You need one piece of content, your webinar, okay? And you can actually make sales before you ever create your course. Because what that does is it validates your course idea, it validates your marketing process, and it allows you to make sure that people like your stuff, they're interested, it's going to sell, and that it's a good product. And once you've done that process and that's oiled, now you can start looking at ads. Otherwise, you're going to have no idea where the problem is.
Yeah.
Excuse me, you have no idea where the problem is. The beautiful thing about if you're a newbie, you're not an expert, you're just somebody who wants to create an online business. The beautiful part about running ads for local business and getting paid to do that is that there's only one place it can go wrong because everything is in one spot. It's all in the Facebook ad, right? You do a Facebook ad, lead ad to our software, Lead Owl. And if there's an issue, there's only one place it can be, in the ad. That's it. And so you can fix it right away. Local business ads are the easiest Facebook ads to run on the planet.
Yeah, 100%. People are already educated on, like as you always say, if they have a problem with their mouth, they just go to the dentist. There's no education involved, If they wanna work out, they just go to a gym. There's no education, no indoctrination, no warm up. They just know what they need to do. The question is where, like what
where?
gym?
Yeah, that's the thing. And when you're selling an online course, you have to convince them that is the path they need to take, and then that you're the one to deliver it. But of course, it's way more profitable. I mean, I think the most I ever made in a month doing Facebook ads for local business was like right under $25,000, which is great, man. Before that, not too long before that, I was a pizza boy. You know what I mean? I was a pizza boy, and to go from being a pizza boy to 25 grand a month is amazing. So I was happy. And then when I started teaching people how to do that, it was way harder. But last month we made over $400,000. So of course it's more profitable. It just depends on where you are and what you want to do. Are you somebody that wants to look to create an online business and you've never done anything before? Or are you somebody who's already an expert at something and you're looking to spread your message and spread your impact and create a program that sells? And of course, you can go to getclients.com, and on our homepage, you can pick which one of our trainings is best for you, and it'll literally say like, hey, are you this? Are you that? Are you a beginner? Whatever, and then you can just click that, and we have training. We have multiple trainings and software that helps you grow your online business depending on what it is you do. Like, are you an expert? Are you a newbie? We have something for you. The only thing we currently don't have, we don't teach e-commerce. It's not my bag. It's not my thing. And the funny thing is, I used to own a 6-figure Amazon and a 6-figure Shopify store, but I wasn't passionate about it. Right. So I'm not going to go out there and create courses on it because I'm not passionate about it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that's another problem, is too many people are creating courses that they're just doing it as a cash grab. I know one guy, he creates a Shopify course, then an Amazon course, then a Facebook course, then a YouTube course. And it's like, dude, like, you're just doing a cash grab. You're not really trying to help people. And that's another thing. When you spend this much money, man, you better be really trying to help people, because you're investing 6 figures a month into your legacy, not just sales, into your legacy. So you better have a legacy. It better not be BS. It better not be a cash grab. It better be something that's going to last and that you care about. Otherwise, man, you're just feeding the big blue machine.
Right. Yeah.
You're feeding Zuckerberg.
Right.
If I'm going to feed Zuckerberg, I want a buffet in return.
Yeah.
So, listen, if you're finding this video interesting, and you want to learn more about how I create an online education business, an online course business, and how we've done numbers like this here. Like, for instance, today we've made $10,000 so far. It is, what time is it? It's 4:37 p.m. Yesterday we did 21,335. And if you want to learn how it is that we are doing this, how it is that I've built a multi-million-dollar online business through selling my expertise, what I'm good at, selling my passion, then we'll leave a link with this video to a webinar that we have. It's called 5 Things I Learned from Creating a Multi-7-Figure Online Course Without a Launch. That's the great part. You don't need a launch for this. This is all automated. There's no launch here. This is an automated thing. In fact, here, I'll show you just so you guys know that you're in the right spot, I'll show you the landing page, just so you know that you're in the right spot. So this is what it should look like when you go to the page. It's really very simple page. Very, very, very simple page, okay? And it's Dan Henry shares 5 lessons he learned from creating a multi-7-figure online course without a traditional launch. I would say selling over $4 million in online courses, but the thing about Facebook is they don't like income claims.
Right.
So you got to get around that by saying something like multi-seven figure,
Right.
which is kind of confusing.
Yeah.
But in the
And once you go past that, you can still run that, run ads.
yeah.
Once you've gone through, 4 million, 5 million, 6 million, whatever, you can still run.
Right, yeah. Well, once I hit 8 figures, I'm going to replace this multi-7 with 8. Yeah. But I just can't wait to make that edit.
Right.
But so the things we cover in this, we cover the new model of selling online courses that doesn't require launches, joint ventures, or building a huge email list. How to make your competition irrelevant and never worry about making sales even if you don't consider yourself a guru. The exact paid traffic strategy I use to make 6 figures a month on autopilot. Plus, I show you my current ads that are working. And then how to cut the time it takes to create a successful online course down by 90%. I have a typo there. We've done like $250,000 with this page.
Right.
I just realized there's a typo.
Right.
And I should add another one. Why typos and grammar do not matter. And then, of course, when you click this, you can pick your date and time, as you can see here, and you just enter in your name and email. Make sure you enter in your correct email, because if you enter in an incorrect one, it actually won't let you register. Little ninja hack I have. And then you register, and you'll be able to watch the training. It's only about 15 minutes. It's actually pretty short. This is the shortest webinar I've ever done. It's also the highest converting, shockingly.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. So, cool. But that's the thing. You have to have like your webinar, all this. If you want to sell a lot of online courses and you want to create $1 million business, you got to have a machine that's well oiled before you start feeding that machine with Facebook ads. Yep. So, for those of you wondering like, hey, what's the biggest lesson to learn from spending this much money on Facebook ads? You better be throwing that money at something that is refined.
Yeah.
And the only way you're going to refine it is to either spend years and years and years through trial and error, or you're going to get with somebody that knows what the hell they're doing and have them help you directly, period. Mm-hmm. Okay? So if you're interested in attending this training or watching this training, you can go ahead and you can register here. And what'll happen is you'll watch the training. It'll bring you a lot of value, but at the end, it will ask you if you want to book a free strategy session and talk to my team. And yes, we have people available to here in my office that will talk to you about your online course strategy, your expert business strategy. And if we feel that it can be improved and we feel that we can help and that I can help you, then we'll tell you what we have to offer. And if you want to become a part of it, you can decide to do so at that time. If not, no hard feelings. But either way, you're going to get lots of value out of this training and also out of the call, whether you choose to become a client of mine or not. So go ahead and register and watch that webinar. And then tell me what you think. Leave a comment and be like, hey, Dan, the webinar was amazing. Or it was terrible, you're ugly, you need to get a face transplant. Whatever it is you want to say, okay, just say it. But also leave a comment on this video and let me know what you thought about, did you learn a few things from, the difference between maybe spending a couple $1,000s a month on Facebook ads and spending over $100,000 a month on Facebook ads. And if you have any questions, here's the other important part. If you have any questions, things that we didn't cover, because obviously we didn't cover everything. God, we'd be here for 10 hours.
Potentially. Every
day for a week to cover everything. But if there's something we didn't cover, do me a favor, ask the question in the comments below. And I may make another video directly answering that particular question. But if you don't leave a comment, I won't know what we missed. And then there'll be no more videos. No, at that point, I'll just make videos about how much I love or hate the new DC movies. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe, because when you subscribe, you get notifications of new videos, and sometimes we give away prizes and stuff. In fact, we got a prize we're going to be giving away here pretty soon. We're launching a video for it. Yes, we're giving away prizes now. Yeah, we have one. I'll give you a hint. It's a 20-minute consultation with me for free.
Damn.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
But we're going to be giving away different prizes and stuff on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe. If you're watching it somewhere else, then just whatever, like, follow, whatever it is you got to do, click the button. All right. Thank you Hernan, for stopping by. He came
Thank
all the
you,
way from
guys.
Argentina to meet today.
Indeed.
And thank you for being part of this video. So like I said, guys, subscribe, follow, register for this training. See you soon.